Welcome back to another episode of Bros and Cons. Let's go. I think we're
week 9, yeah. Damn, we've been back to back every single week, man. The grind don't stop.
Thank you guys for tuning in, bro. Well, big things happening. The people that have been tuning in, well, man, I'm a fan of a lot of these people that have been following us up and watching our videos.
Inspiring, like some of these comments, you know, like I didn't think the amount of support that we're getting now is, wow, just outstanding.
Man, thank you guys,
crazy, man.
Everyone, for tuning in. We've hit 5,000 followers on Instagram, 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, nearly 5,000 followers on TikTok. Man, it's just crazy. I think we charted in the top 50 for Australian podcasts on Spotify. So, yeah, man. Let's get the crowd cheering for that. Let's get that sound effect going.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys, bro. It's crazy numbers. We project that same energy back towards you guys by coming in every week and doing more content and getting on people that you'd like to see potentially, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, make sure you keep subscribing, running up the numbers and keep commenting to see whoever you want on next.
Well, yeah, and we're juggling a lot and like, yeah, so every now and then you see me disappear, but this is where I want to be, by interacting with our people. Let's go. How's the fitness industry, Gotti?
Bro, it's the fitness industry is well, there's a lot of opportunities out there when it comes to it depends what you want to be in the fitness industry, whether you want to be a personal trainer or a coach. Me personally, I've dived into that industry to be an online coach because I don't see myself helping out the people out there. As much people as I can, I'd rather help them online than...
just going in person?
And being in person all the time because me personally, I've got like my own life to try and juggle around and I really got a lot of stuff on my hands. So I can't imagine myself being out there in the field and trying to teach someone how to do squats and press-ups. But I can teach you through a video. Like say I'll do one video, I can do a whole explanatory video and share it to amongst 20 of my clients. Yeah. I can't be out there in the field and try and get 20 people at once.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like someone mentioned we should start our own community because a lot of people were actually coming to us for advice. Yeah. And it's actually a mad idea. So I haven't been able to really organize something yet, but I was thinking because on YouTube we got this membership perks and that I might start we might start accepting memberships for YouTube channel, and maybe we can run some online classes there for islanders and for anyone in general who's like trying to work their way up. And look, my boys definitely know how to make money, and we feel like we can help. We feel like we can help a lot of boys. There's a lot of
youngins,
yeah, especially the ones that had this disadvantage growing up, like not many mentors and that around them in their life. And what I realized in the industry is that a lot of people will go to a boss and do a lot for their boss, expecting a boss to look after them. And the truth is, I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. Not every boss is going to tell you everything, because at the end of the day, when you make something, you're a threat to your own boss.
Yeah,
so
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the last thing that your boss wants to do is try and teach you the ropes, you know, which is what we teach.
Yeah, exactly. So
he wants you to be a slave to his business. So.
Well, yeah, a lot of bosses are like that.
Yeah,
and
they don't want to show you the ropes, bro.
And a lot of them will tell you, you got to hang around with the right people.
Yeah.
You got to do this. It's all bullshit,
it's
bro.
Like subtle. It's subtle.
I mean, like, he's right, but come on. If someone wants to learn off you, you got to teach them the basics. That's basically what we're going to do. If you want to teach someone how to run a business, you actually have to run them through the steps.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we can do to help you out. Because if you go to your boss tomorrow and ask him, how do I become an entrepreneur? He's going to say, mate, you have to have the right attitude and you got to hang around with the right people. Which is right in some ways. But for me personally, bro, I didn't have to hang out with anyone, to be honest.
Yeah.
When I started anything I've done, I put myself in a place where I isolated myself from the world, from friends, and then I made stuff happen. So that statement alone kind of doesn't work with me. So maybe it doesn't apply to you as well.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that you can do anything on your own if you just chase it. Chase it on your own. Yeah, the sky's the limit. Everything you need is out there.
It's crazy, man. That's all it is, man. All it takes is just to put your mindset towards something, and you can actually do it on your own. You don't really need anyone beside you. Obviously, with us, bro, we're lucky because me and all my brothers, it's like almost we all think alike in such a manner. So it's crazy, man.
I think we're lucky we got brothers because we can always ask each other for advice.
Yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, it's we try not to ask each other.
Yeah.
Because like if I'm doing something good, I expect Gotti to go do his research and catch up. If like say if Jay was doing something good, he would expect us to learn on ourselves. And, you know, we just sort of get the outline of everything that's going, and then we gotta go make up for it. So so we might start off with YouTube memberships.
Yeah.
And
YouTube.
For the boys that really need help on starting a business, all of us are running like multiple businesses. I'm sure we can help you out and get on your feet. And even when it comes to our 9 to 5, I'm 100% sure me and my boys, we really respect the 9 to 5 when it comes to 9 to 5 because remember you have the 9 to 5 have an advantage over
because 9 to 5 is what's the pros and cons of running a 9 to 5 and you got a business to run?
Yeah, a new business owner.
Well, the pros of being in a 9 to 5 is that you got a set wage coming in every single week. With your business, it all relies on you and your work ethic. You're not getting paid by the hour, if that makes sense. Like you already got a set wage when you're working under a company or you're working under a boss. Whether as if you're to run your own business, you have to make revenue through your own work ethic. So that I can see why businesses cause a lot of strain, you know, to CEOs, business owners, and I see, you know, the stress levels, everything that it comes with, because of just like I can only imagine you won't be able to sleep because you're constantly thinking of you know, new ventures and new ideas, new opportunities. You're not allowed to stop thinking if you want to be an entrepreneur. Like, let's be real, yeah.
And like if you're stuck in a 9 to 5, you got to look at the advantages you got. One thing that you can do that a new business owner can't do is save. So as much money as you can save as much, put it to a side. As a new business owner, I think all of us have been through this. All of us are constantly putting back into the business. Whether we make $5,000 a week or 10 grand a week, we're always like 9 times out of 10, all the money's going back to the business.
Yeah.
A lot of times I was paying for mistakes, so I would make a 10,000 a day, and one day I might lose like 11,000, like paying for mistakes, wages, everything. Yeah. So. And I couldn't really, I wasn't a set wage. Like sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Yeah, that's the reality of business, of any business industry that you're in. And also another tip, when it comes to 9 to 5, if you're a young person and your goal is to eventually become a business owner or an entrepreneur, but you're young and you still live with your parents, try and live with your parents as long as you can and save money. Like, I wish I did that, and I wish, like, bro, if me and my brothers did that when we were much younger, we probably would have, like, not lost a lot of money, you know, growing up. But it was different for us back then because we were actually going through, like, dramas and other shit on our mind, you know? We weren't really thinking, We
were, like, sort of struggling with our family, so it was always a goal to move out and look after yourself.
Yeah, so if you're out there and you're living with your parents, try and get your money up as much as you can, bro. Work 2 or 3 jobs if you can, because you know, the faster you save up, the faster you're gonna kick off your goals, and you know, just invest in yourself. Have some plans and set some goals and start kicking them off, man.
Yeah, it's important. Save money, very important. If you look at the stats, how much does an average Australian make a year?
70k a year, 60k. That's if you're lucky. 60, 70k a year, and that's like after tax, I'm pretty sure.
So this one's for the youngins out there that are taking like little hit jobs and that for 5,000, 10,000. I want you guys to really think about the maths. If you're doing something for someone like a hit or something for 10,000, you got to remember if that hit will cost you 3 years in prison. 3 years you make how much? That's 80 times 3. Once to 40 miles. Maths all over the place. Don't worry about my mess, but you get what I mean. If you're doing a job, like say you're doing something for 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. Remember that time that you're losing to prison, you can make it in a normal job.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to all remember that. Like, I know there's a lot of young boys out there that like just like, but I want to make that quick money. But how mad would it be to make 10,000 tonight? You know?
Yeah.
And they go into the older boys saying, "Come, like, give it to me." You know? Some older boys might get dirty at me, but pros and cons giving you the ropes. So I want you guys to youngins to really think about your lives, man. When it comes to doing stuff for other people, the truth of the matter is a lot of the youngins are running the ball up around Sydney. Yeah. Youngins are making Sydney pop off, you know, and everything.
It's mainly the youngins that are still doing all that stuff. So the best thing that we can do for this podcast every single time we have a session is just to try and, you know, motivate you, inspire you, hopefully, you know. Yeah. There's so many opportunities out there, and I wish we learnt this like faster, you know, as me and my brothers. But
yeah. And even for like, I think like a lot of boys need to be educated. But even if you're doing like, I want you to think about this for those who are still into drilling and like hanging around gangs and trying to score points, especially the ones that are doing it for no money at all. Even though it's all wrong, the ones that are doing it for no money. I want you guys to remember something. If you do something for a reputation because you want that name, you want to be you want to be known as the person that knocked this guy or the person that got this guy out. I promise you, God, your reputation will get up for like at least 2 months, and everyone's gonna forget about you. And you're doing 5 to 10 years, doing whatever you've done, and you know what's the worst part of it? Your mates are gonna go run with it. Your mates are gonna go run with the story. They're gonna get all the hype and the clout. Your mates that didn't want to do anything, they're the ones that are gonna go run with the story to the end of ends, and you get forgotten. You go to prison and you do your time. By the time you get out, your mates are already in Ferraris and everything, and they're living the dream. So I want you guys to really think about what you are doing. Let's say for Tino, for example, my mate that passed away. A lot of people know that he passed away. It's in every single song. The person that knocked him, does anyone know him? No one knows him. If you ask anyone who knocked him, they'll say maybe it was 1-4 or this or that. Yeah. Everyone's running with the name, but the person that done it is gone. He's doing a few years, and I 100% guarantee you, this guy regrets it every single day. Everything, and everyone has a laugh and kicks back on it. I'm starting to see a lot of boys trying to score points. And even though it's all bad together, some of them are not even making any money, just for nothing. Anyways, we'll move on.
So today we're basically going to cover we pretty much talked about how we're creating a community based on educating youngins out there that want to take the entrepreneur route. They want to learn about business, or they need some self-development, career growths, and just advices and stuff like that, just for probably the right path, or I don't know what it is, but I definitely know that me and my brothers can help you out.
We'll do a recap. We got some announcements. It's 4 announcements. Have you been reading the comments on YouTube?
I read some of them. Some of them are funny.
Man, beautiful. Like we've been getting a lot of good reactions, man.
So some of the hate comments, I see it, but it's surprising now, because I remember back then, it's so quick to reply, your face is squinged and you're just like,
and when Jay replied to the Promised Land video, people were like, no, he didn't have a laugh. But I promise, he got no.
Oh my God.
Me and my brothers, a lot of you guys don't know, but back then when the scene was kicking off, some people would mock us in the comments.
Yeah.
And then we'd end up mocking each other. So, someone would say
double layers of mocking each other, man. It was funny as.
So, someone would say something about Ronnie, and then me and the boys are giving it to Ronnie for the rest of the week. Like that was our attitude towards.
Yeah.
I think we're blessed. I think we're blessed to have brothers because we sort of tease each other. If it wasn't for that, like
then yeah, we wouldn't. Yeah.
It's hard to understand how some celebrities go through like a hard time.
I think it's Islanders have that in common. I don't know. I'm not sure about Samoans, Niueans, Fijians, and that, but Tongans, we're known when it comes to comedy and stuff, like banter.
Yeah.
Like our own banter. We tease each other, and we some of our teasing can be overboard, but we just laugh it off. That's how we Tongans are. It's almost close to how the Aussies banter. You know how the Aussies can come off rude sometimes. But it's just how they banter. So. I see why Tongans get along with Aussies so much on that level.
Yeah.
Whenever Tongans banter, especially in our own language.
What was the worst hate comment you've ever got?
I don't know. There's too many.
This is gonna be interesting. Let's talk about the worst hate comment you've ever got.
Ever since I started Tame Fitness, someone commented and said, you only lost all that weight because you went to jail, blah blah blah, and then I made a whole video explaining.
This got good.
Bro,
you made a video. That's how I knew you were cut.
Yeah, because I've seen this comment like numerous times already. Like I've seen it 6 or 7 times. I'm just like, all right, now I need to make a video.
Like your discipline.
Because I made a whole video explaining how there was also a video I posted up. Prior to that, and it showed me training. It showed me training like I started my journey before I went to prison, and I just wanted to show people that little video of me, how like my mindset was. I was already sticking to a plan. I already had my mind screwed on.
I think the worst one I got was like when I was rapping, someone was like saying that I sound like Marge Simpson when I was rapping.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had that voice, that husky sort of, I don't know, Dean Mix type of voice.
Yeah.
Someone said I sound like Marge Simpson. I remember the boys in the comment, they were giving it to me, and I was like, fucking cocksucker. I was replying to the bloke in the comments. That's basically how it is. But I think if you find if you try to have a laugh in everything you see, bro, like your life will just become better, like positive. Yeah. Either way, no matter what anyone says. Obviously, you're gonna get cut. I get cut when I see lies and that.
Yeah.
Like when you see people lying about, like, twisting stories, like misinforming the car. I don't care if you call us black dogs, this, that.
Yeah.
But when people lie, that's when, like, kind
of like,
ticks up. Giving you the roast, you gotta say youngins how to be, because this could happen to anyone. Yeah, for announcement, noticed the 21 district page has been down. What happened to that?
For any of you that don't know out there, we have officially shut down 21 District Official as our brand, and we're rebranding to what's called The Corner. And this is basically us rebranding as brothers, because we got these new business ventures, and we want to show people our growth. The way we developed ourselves as brothers, and we moved away from crime, violence, and all that. And we can't spread a good message if we're still representing the area code. This is basically what The Corner is.
My brothers wanted to do that a while ago. They wanted to, because like some of you guys think we've changed now. We've actually changed a few months back.
Yeah.
And then my brothers wanted to do this a while ago because we're spreading the wrong message to our youngins who are growing up.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can never say it's too late. So we've changed it now. And part of why we didn't change before is because of me. So I don't like being fake. I was too stubborn. And I was saying that in one of the vlogs, sometimes you just got to swallow your pride, But yeah, we changed it up, and now we've changed the 21 district to The Corner, which is where, what are we doing on that? Can you explain that?
Well, so in The Corner is where we're going to be vlogging as brothers. Obviously, this brother won't be vlogging with some of our scenes because of the situation, but we're going to make it happen anyway. So The corner is officially just us as brothers, taking on new business ventures and just vlogging, going about our day-to-day life. And you guys get to tune into that, maybe see some exclusive content, which is what we explained before. You guys will be able to tune into exclusive content and just see what we go through to our day-to-day routines and what we do to support each other, ups and downs, everything. All around, bro. It's gonna be there on the corner.
What about music? Is there
music? Yeah, music is still there as well, but it's just not the music that you guys are used to, which is obviously drill or the grimy stuff and all that. We've moved past all that.
And we still have a lot of songs in the vault. So if you do hear anything about gangbanging, it's from our our old songs that I said to God, we have like 50 songs in the vault.
Yeah, there's about 50 grimy drill songs in the vault. So if you hear something coming out within the next 2 weeks, it's not us.
We'll have a disclaimer anyways. Yeah. This song is full of bullshit.
So yeah, just be on the lookout for that, guys. Just be wary, because you just can already see that we've changed, and there's probably going to be like fake pages trying to say, we're still drillers.
And you know what? A lot of that boys, when they seen us, they started changing as well. It's crazy the influence, man.
It's crazy the impact that we have on other people out there, and just some of the boys that I know,
knowing that they're doing good, and we have a brother right now that's in jail. Shout out to my brother William. He's currently fighting his charges in Remand. He's in jail now, and like, you know what? I was pulling my hair when he went in because
the bloke he was still going, he was still going through tough times, and it was just like, it was one of those moments when you realize, because we were so busy with our lives, doing all these business ventures. Poor bloke William was, still trying to find a way stand on his own 2 feet,
Yeah, and he was still like very active. I remember how I told you guys we changed over a few months. He was still very involved with a lot of the wrong people, and that's another big reason why I was really pulling my hair when he went in this year, because man, all it takes is to tell your brother. I believe that if you really love your brother, you wouldn't put him through something that will risk him going to jail. And
100%.
That's another big reason why I'm very confident in what I'm doing right now, because I could have been there for him, all it took was to just go to your brother and say, fuck all that shit, come with me, let's go make some legitimate money, or he's still fighting his case, but even just pulling your mate away from the wrong people. And man, it's a very hard one, because a lot of people, a lot of boys love their brothers for who they are, so they don't want to act like they're trying to change them. But in a sense, in his case, I really regret, I really feel like if we were doing this before, it would have had an impact on maybe his surroundings, and I would have had a chance to just pull him out. And to be honest, if you love your brother, and let's say you're going to war with someone, or you're having drama, or you need quick money, if you really love your brother, you would step away from all that stuff, because you know the risk that your brother will take for you. You know that your brother will get out of his 100. Way to do whatever for you. So if you really love your brother, then it's your job to pull away from crime. It's your job to pull away from drama, unnecessary drama that could involve your brother. And that's how I feel. And I know my brothers will do anything for me. Yeah. If it came down to whatever, if it came down to drama or anything. So it was my choice to really pull back and not put them through that, because all my brothers can have a family, make money, grow some kids. And if I really love my brother, that's what I would want for them. I wouldn't want them to go to prison for me because something happened, unnecessary drama.
Yeah, it's 100%. I think a lot of the people now, the audience, see that strong connection that we have between us. And I think the reason that the one thing that we did change up is that we utilized that same energy of protection that we had against each other to put that into perspective and drive it more in towards business ventures, you know, like all that energy we're putting into, you know, having each other's backs. This is how you actually have each other's backs. It's by working hard, you know, working diligently for each other and trying to build an empire. So that's the kind of mindset, yeah. That's how you look after your brother, you know. Not obviously like, but it's instilled in us, like your brothers, you know. You got his back, you know. I'll fight for you, I'll kill for you. Yeah, you'll kill for him, but use that same energy, you know, to build something, build a company, build a name, build an empire. Yeah, that's what you truly call having your brother's back. That's what I reckon it is, bro.
Unfortunately, it was too late for us. Our brother's already inside. But you know, we can use this. We can utilize this time while we're waiting for him to have a house ready for him, have a car ready for him, and like have potentially no beef at all, because my brother shouldn't have to beef because of me.
Yeah,
you know, if I'm having drama with someone, and I'll never call anyone. And like that's how I've always treated my drama, because I don't want my brother to go in for me. Because I was angry in a certain moment, because I've always looked after myself. Yeah, and that's because I got love for my brothers.
Yeah, Free William, man, that bloke
brother.
He's eating good anyways. He's got
He's been calling up every week, lads. He's working hard, brother. I need another handy there.
I need to keep reminding this place to train, bro. Sometimes I visit him and
he was calling me a few times, and like the court started getting a bit more consistent. And I was like, you better not be on the Guinness, lad. I swear to God. And he's like, no. He's like, don't worry, dog, some gambling. I was like, yeah, it's gambling's like a big thing in there, bro.
Yeah, man, gambling is bad. The amount of things that these inmates do just to kill time, bro, it's so funny, man. It's so funny, like. No yarns are ever compared to jail yarns in jail. You'll find the most yarns in jail.
I've seen I remember what you guys in Hoodwich and Heffernan was talking about, with Aussies not backing each other. And man, like I had to say, bro, the craziest stories that I had was of Aussie blokes. Yeah. And I know the Islanders can bang, the Islanders can get down. Yeah. But the craziest thing I've seen, and it happened twice, was an Aussie guy fighting like 3 to 4 people. It happened 2 times. It happened in Wellington. I was watching the Aussie. He went through 4, I think it was Koori boys. 4 Koori boys, bro, and he stood his ground, because the Aussies know that the other Aussies don't back each other up. And I've actually tried to learn from the Aussies, because I feel like that's what can really make you a strong person, is if you know no one's going to back you up. If you know no one is going to have your back, it will really, test your character. Yeah. So this guy would have 4 fights in one go, like one after the other. He smashed the first one, then the second one comes in, and the third one comes in, and the fourth one dog shot this bloke. So the fourth one actually got upset and hit this guy with a guitar. Yeah. And he ended up pumping him too.
So I love
but he got there, blood everywhere. But he really ran the ball up on his own, because he knows no one looks after him. And I feel like a lot of people can learn off Aussies, but this is why
they're so independent. You know, they're very strong character. Some of these Aussies, man.
And we've learned, like, because Australia is multicultural, like, we've picked up all these traits from everyone, Yeah. And every nation in Australia has something very good about them, Everyone's very unique. And, God blessed us to be in Australia. We're mixed in with everyone. And we're in the best city of Australia.
We're in the best city. I can say that Australia is probably one of the best countries for... finding opportunities. We're still like one of the richest countries out there, I reckon. Yeah. I'm not sure about the statistics, but man, just over my own experience being here, growing up here, I still feel like we're lucky enough to be in a country called Australia. So many opportunities. Whatever you want to do in life, man, just chase it. Go hard, man. Sky's the limit, man.
Yeah, that's it. Someone asked a question. I can't find the comment anymore. Yeah, I told him we were gonna reply. Can't find the comment, but he said he's very happy that he's actually gone closer to his faith after watching our podcast. Yeah, and he wanted to
mad, man. That's mad.
Yeah, and he wanted us to address. If you guys haven't noticed yet, I've bring on boys who are like very close with their faith, because that's a reflection of us as well. That's us, like, you know, we're very tied to our faith, and I believe it's a good thing to look into.
Yeah, I feel like it's something that's very important, especially like just believing in God. That alone will like shift your whole character, and that'll give you like a more what do you call it, like a sense of purpose in life. If you don't have God within your family or your life and whatever it is, even if you have business ventures and life goals, and I really feel like you should include your faith.
The people that spin me out are the atheists as well.
Yeah,
because I feel like it's very hard to know. Like for me personally, I don't know. I feel like everyone should have at least a faith, you know, because if you look at the greatest people in the world, everyone acknowledges God, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone believes in different gods, but everyone acknowledges God. Einstein, Mike Tyson, some of the greatest people, like, and I feel like that's a reason for if you haven't like stepped into your faith, that's a big reason to look into it.
Yeah.
And a lot of boys are very religious in prison as well, you know. That's probably how we became religious. I'll speak for myself, actually.
I tapped into my religion more. I wouldn't say religion because I haven't been much of a Christian all these past years, but I'd say I tapped in more into my faith ever since, you know, I went into jail. I started reading my Bible more when I hit rock bottom. Started reading the word and slowly started taking it in, you know, consuming the words properly, and actually taking initiative to understand, you know, the prophecy and what God's actually saying. And then I remember coming out of jail, I felt like I was, you know, I forgot the whole word. I forgot the Bible and everything, because you just come out and, you know, because of COVID and everything, how everything changed, and you come out and like, fuck, everything is right there in front of you, you know. And that was my downfall. I completely forgot about God and completely forgot about my faith, and I just started spiraling down quick, you know, a black hole. But lucky, man, you know, didn't get to end up in jail again or hospital.
So this is when you got out?
Yeah. So
oh wow,
when I got out, man, it's just everything started consuming me, you know. I feel like that was the devil's work.
Yeah.
And I just started like remembering the past and everything, bro. It just started eating me up from the inside.
Bro, I was crazy. I went pretty opposite, eh? So when I went to prison, I actually blamed God for a lot of my stuff that were happening. And I was going far away from the Bible, and I was close to atheist.
Yeah.
And I actually had because of how dark my mind went, and we went for a dark phase where basically like murder was on my mind when, like, the whole time when I was in there. Like, I felt like I wasn't me. And so I completely forgot about God. So I remember when I got out, I tatted the cross on my neck, not because I was religious, but because I was so far from religion. And I always wanted to remind myself when I look in the mirror that one day I hope to like come back to religion, because, you know, having faith for me when I was younger was beautiful, and I loved every moment of it. And I remember when I went through that dark phase, I had memories of that time where I had a good faith with the Lord. So I always remember when I had this tat on my neck, I wanted to keep reminding myself, even though we were junking on, we were partying, we were going out, girls, boats, penthouse, everything. I always wanted to look in the mirror one day and remind myself that this is where I actually want to be. This is where I want to go back to.
Yeah. And it's crazy that, you know, once you realize that God has never left your side, and that's something you can always come back to, it's just a powerful message, you know. Just knowing that he's been there the whole way and you've just forsaken him. And I feel like that's exactly what happened with me, you know. I'm just tapping into my faith now, and I feel like, you know, that God has been with us this whole time, and he had to put me in jail, and he had to make me go through all these things just to get closer to him, just for me to realize. Sometimes it'll take you, a bit of trials to set you back to him. Crazy, man, the amount of the testimonies that I hear from inmates, the way they get close to God, it's almost similar.
Yeah. And a lot of these people we want to bring on, man.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Very motivating, inspiring, man. These guys are doing really good as well in life, man.
It's the comment of the guy. He asked, now that I'm stepping closer to my faith, what do you guys think about forgiving your enemies? That's something I've been thinking about.
What, do we answer that?
Yeah, if you want, we can leave for the next episode of Bros and Cons.
Giving you the ropes.
Giving you the ropes to be continued.
About our enemies, like, when you say, do we forgive them? Like, do we give it more context? Or is that already enough?
On the next episode of Bros and Cons.
Giving you that.
No. For me, if I'm being honest, for me, like, hate is a strong word. I've never hated my enemies. A lot of my enemies that I have, like, hated, or I'd always blow up on the spot and do something about it straight away, and then, like, I'll let go of it. But for me, I've never had enemies. Hate is a strong word, and I believe if you hate someone, like, it's time to let go and, like, listen to for example, you're listening to the Bible. It's time to forgive him or let go. For me, even though I've had enemies, I've never hated them. I've always trusted them because they will always be themselves around me.
Yeah.
So I've always actually had more dramas with mates and people that know me. So, like, when it comes to enemies, crazy, it's never been like a very big deal for me. Sometimes you come across someone that you don't like.
Yeah.
And
you'll never know their true intentions, but at least with your enemies, you know their exact true intentions.
You know what your enemies either wants to have a crack or he wants to kill you. But that's what, like, for me, like, I've actually trusted my enemies, and I've learned to watch the people that are around you. That's who you want to look out for. So if you really want to step into religion and step closer to your faith, forgive your enemies. It's so easy. Don't hold any grudges. Coming from me, people might get shocked, but it's actually not hard. Like, anytime, I've actually never thought about my enemies for most of my life. When I bump into them, then we bump into them. Sometimes we have a dramatic moment where something happens, and then we used to quickly rush down there,
Yeah.
But I've never actually hated my enemies, and maybe this can be ropes for you. If you got enemies, let it go. We used to do in prison, have a crack and sort it out. But as a man, I feel like you shouldn't hold grudges against anyone. It's just like being locked up in your own prison. I've seen 100%. People that are on the outside and locked up on the inside, and people that are on the inside and they're free mentally. Yeah. So
I think that's
to answer that question, if you got enemies right now, I reckon sort it out ASAP. For us, it's a different story because we can sort out something, and then we still got people around us that might not be forgiving. Yeah. So everything is, even if I make peace with my enemy, I can't let him come to visit me because I'm putting him at risk. So that's how I see it. Free your mind. Leave the area if you have to. Don't get involved in nothing. If you got enemies right now, move out of the place. Most important thing, find a good missus. Do what you can to sort it out. Be careful about the people around you. That's who you want to worry about.
You pretty much covered that question pretty good. On the money with that. I don't think you've... I think what you should be more worried about is your circle, the people around you. Usually it happens when you're elevating and you're getting out of your comfort zone and you start doing, you start following things that's against the strains, and you start taking a different route, and the thing people start acting weird.
The thing is, your enemies know you for your strengths.
Yeah.
They see you and you're this wild guy, and it's gonna be a mission to take you down. They're gonna have to bring boys. They're gonna have to get prepared. That's how your enemies see you.
Yeah.
Your mates, they see your weakness.
Yeah.
People that know you, they see your weakness. They see your times at home. They see your addresses. They see all the stuff that you do behind closed doors. And those are the ones that can really attack you. Talking from experience, a lot of the biggest times I've actually hated someone was someone that tried to press my weakness. And yeah, look, like I said, when it comes to enemies, I usually sort it out there and then. Obviously, I'm changed now, so it's probably a different approach. But yeah, I don't hold any hatred toward anyone. Can we bring my B on?
The short answer is we've already reached out to the bro and
reached out to him.
It's up to him, to be honest. It's all in his hands. We can't do anything. We can't put a gun to his head and force him to come on the show. But this is what we do, man. We're trying to break a generational area code curse. And if it takes another 30 or 40 podcast sessions to do it, why not,
I feel like if he's got a manager a team or whatever, I think it would be a bad idea. They'll be like, if he was to go ask them, hey, what do you reckon? They'll say no.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what anyone would say.
Oh, okay. So he does have... That's if he does still have the whole management team.
Yeah, but I've already reached out, so just to give you guys a heads up.
It's all good. It's not even a big thing, guys. Even if it doesn't come on, like I don't think it's necessary to I feel like change is still going to happen whether YP comes on or not. I feel like the way we're going now, it's inevitable, bro.
And a lot of boys have reached out to us and they're changing, so we're happy with that, one person at a time.
That's it, man. Of course, and we still want to cater to you guys in the audience, so that's what we do. We make it happen. If you guys want someone on, we're going to try and make it happen. If it doesn't, at least we've reached out, we tried, and we just got to keep the ball rolling. Next question.
Oh, yeah, I got an announcement. Did grow up watching The Voice. We literally... and that was like my favourite show in jail. I was always watching The Voice. It was one of my favourite top shows.
Yeah.
Did you watch The Voice or Maths?
I always watch The Voice.
A lot of boys are watching Married at First Sight. You'll be surprised.
Yeah. I don't think, bro, the way it's looking now, like I don't think anyone watches The Voice or Australian Idol. I think everyone's getting into the more controversial...
Bro, the boys used to come when I used to have The Voice on in prison. The boys used to be like, bro, someone change this shit. Let's put Maths on Married at First Sight.
Yeah, they like all that.
And said, bro, I used to fight the boys to put The Voice on because I like watching The Voice.
Yeah.
Anyways, all my family's been geeing up this guy, Ron Gotti, to go jump on The Voice. Very excited news.
Yeah, so I'm actually planning to really, really get out of my comfort zone and try and jump on The Voice or even Australian Idol if it comes to it.
Man, you heard it here first on Bros and Cons. The family's been geeing Ron Gotti to jump on The Voice. And I could just imagine on The Voice, you see them say ex-drill rapper on the show, to come and sing a song. Yeah. How mad would that be?
It'd be mad, but
G on The Voice in the comments. Spam the comments. I want everyone to support this guy when he goes out there.
Keep spamming it, hype me up, What's that hype me up song? Hype me up. Hey. Hype me up.
Yeah, man.
Keep hyping me up, bro.
We're going to try to get this guy on The Voice. What happens if they don't turn around?
If they don't turn around, well, at least I ran the ball up. That's the main message, guys.
You know what? I was going to say, it will probably be better. Like, for me, if I was to do that, I'll be like, bro, please don't turn around. I just want one show, jump on TV.
Go back home, bro. Go back to your business ventures. And tell them you had business ventures anyways, but I don't need this.
The Voice now. Got it on The Voice. How exciting, bro. Well, people were thinking you're using auto-tune. There was a lot of bot pages saying, stop using auto-tune.
Yeah, so that was one of the most hate comments out there, when I started dropping solo songs where I was singing. What's one of the songs, How It Is, and
Counting on You,
yeah. And everyone started saying, stop using auto-tune, this and that. But you don't realize that when you go to a studio and you have your producers there, and like they got all these programs to... the way they're utilizing your voice and they're trying to program your voices so your voice can sound not authentic, but it's like your voice meant to sound more like a radio play voice.
Yeah.
Like that's what they were saying to me. So I was like, oh yeah, whatever, you know. So I just went along with it, and far surprisingly, it came out like sounding like T-Pain.
Why don't we? How about this? Why don't we put that question to bed? Why don't you give us a freestyle, just a little freestyle, just for this episode? Give the people a little tune. Did you know?
Request a song. I don't know.
Do a healing energy.
Request any other song.
You don't like that one?
I don't want to put Chris Brown to bed.
Oh,
you know what? Choose a Christian song, you know, for my Christian followers out there. Remember that?
yeah.
Falling in love with Jesus. Falling in love with Jesus. All my life, falling in love with Jesus is the best thing that I've ever done. You've got to wait for the voice, bro.
Well done, bro. Crazy, man.
Bro.
I love this guy's voice, man. As you can tell, I'm almost burning because a lot of us didn't come out with the voice. But yeah, lucky he's got the voice, man. That's sounding hectic.
Yeah.
I reckon you're
Thanks,
killing
man.
it, man.
Thanks. And kick some goals, you know. No chairs turn around.
So make sure you go watch the show. If you see 21 District on the voice part, make sure you tune in. Let's spam Ron Gotti on the voice in the comments.
The vlogging and the membership. So to give more context on the vlogging, we're just it's just our brotherhood, like our daily day-to-day life and what we go through our lifetime as brothers. You just get to see that first and foremost. And
and for Bros and Cons, you'll probably a lot of the stuff will be on the corner page, but for Bros and Cons, we'll definitely have some exclusive snippets of behind the scenes, and we'll probably have some live chats. Like the way we're chatting now, we'll probably have them live soon, you know?
Yeah, definitely. We'll probably have them live, and we get to interact with you guys properly because, you know, it's right there and there on the spot.
Yeah.
And you guys get to ask us anything there on the spot as well. It's mad, you know?
Yeah.
Live interactions, unlike no other.
Yeah, and that's mad. We'll be coming back soon.
We got an upcoming guest. He goes by the name of Michos the Menace. He's a good friend of ours, and hopefully you guys learn a thing or two from us and Michos the Menace. You know, this guy is also a well-known Australian artist, you know. He's known in the Oz hip-hop industry. Look him up, man. He's up there, you know.
And I have seen all you guys' requests for like people are referring us to some people. Thank you guys, everyone. And we're actually gonna try to schedule everyone in. We're gonna try to put everyone in because everyone's got a story to tell. And if there's anyone that's gonna help you out, it's Bros and Cons. Yeah. And we want people to hear testimonies, and a lot of the people that I was going to bring on are some of the most hated people. I'll bring on anyone and everyone because at one stage I was the most hated, and at one stage the God that we follow was the most hated. So even people that are very controversial, some people that you might not like. It was actually someone that I couldn't actually bring him on because he was having too much beef. But I really wanted to bring him on. So, but like it's only because like everyone's got a story and everyone has started somewhere and everyone's been through a trauma. Everyone's going through a dark path, and we're not Dr. Phil, but we're gonna give you the roast. Either way, you can come from any background, you can come from any religion, anywhere, and we'd love to put you on. But yeah, everything it's got to align with our message. Bros and Cons, we ultimately want to give you the roast, whether we can teach you about finance, business, staying off the roads, the game, everything. And
don't get me wrong, guys, like you can learn everything and take everything in from us, and you don't have to like everything that we say. I advise you to just nitpick and take the best things that you learned from our podcast and just introduce that into your own life.
100% agree with you. And if you're part of the game now, or you haven't joined the game now and you're thinking of joining, I just want to remind you guys again that the game is a trap. That's why they call it a trap. So your biggest goal is to stay away from it.
There's only 3 places that you end up being involved in that stuff, which is hospital or underground. And where's the other place?
And they'll never tell you.
In jail, that was the third place.
So some people just need to know a way. They need to find a way to live on the outside, so that they stay away from that stuff.
Something that we can put in place for these youngins that'll maybe lead them away. Obviously, the podcast that we're doing is one of them. Maybe there's something more we can do. Maybe you guys can comment and give us some
ideas,
strategic ideas of ways that we can help the community drift them away from that lifestyle. And
even just some funny yarns, if you guys want funny yarns, but the boys, they can go for days. They got stories for days and they can laugh for days. People think we're smoking weed because the amount of times they laugh.
Someone asked me, what kind of diet are you following? I'm not following any diet at the moment. I'm just following eating whole foods. Those are my main ingredients, just whole foods. Eating my vegetables, protein sources like chicken, fish, mostly lean meats, means. Yeah, I wouldn't really say I'm following a diet. You're best off following some type of diet when you're starting off your weight loss journey, but as you're coming, slimming down and everything, you can start nitpicking foods and start, incorporating different stuff into your diet. So, I wouldn't say I'm on some particular diet. But
Ronnie Gotti on his page, he's really good at telling you what not to do. So, which is very important. I think it's easier to remember. Instead of learning what to do when it comes to nutrition and fitness, I think it's more important to learn what not to do. If you're keeping away from things that you're not supposed to do, very easy to train and to eat properly. So follow the bro Tame Fitness, man. He's pumping and he's very much active. Everything's going on there. A lot of our community, our Polynesian people, are going through just a phase. I don't know. I think it's a phase. I'm pretty sure it's a phase because when I was living in Tonga, everyone looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I swear to God. If you live in Tonga, everyone looks like Arnold. But then when you come back to Australia and America, everyone looks like Maui. So I think it's just a phase that I think it's just a phase that everyone's going. But follow the bro Ronnie. Ronnie went through every stage, so he can really help you guys out on what you need to do.
And that's what I wanted to. My main focus with Tame Fitness, my main message was to, just spread awareness about nutrition and just everything to do with nutrition, because everyone always had some mad hardcore training, hit session, this and that. Everyone always has the best advices when it comes to training, but when it comes to nutrition, especially when it comes to Islanders, nothing's ever said. Obviously, they always say eat less, portion your food and that, but there's no strategic, meal plans put in place, and no one really knows what they're eating. No one really understands whole food nutrition and stuff like that, and that's why. The reason why I started Tame Fitness, was to try and teach, especially our Islander community, where most of the vast majority of us, think that we understand nutrition, but we don't.
Man, that's hectic, man.
Yeah, so, and that's another way of you guys being able to join our community that we're creating through YouTube. I'll be able to explain more in depth about nutrition. Not so much training, because everyone knows how to train these days. But you'll be surprised, man. I had one client asking me how to fix his form when it came to do push-ups. And then I ended up making a whole video about it.
Yeah.
Because and this guy was Islander, surprisingly. But he didn't know how to do proper push-ups, and happy for the bro. He's come a long way now. Lost at least 12, 13 kilos, ever since we started.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, it just it shows, man, when you have a bit more awareness of your nutrition, you can kind of tune down your training. Your training doesn't have to be that hard. But imagine, just imagine if you had this whole awareness about nutrition and combine that with your hard training. Kick off a lot of goals, man. Telling you.
That's mad. It's Tame Fitness, everybody. Make sure you go follow the page. Join the membership on YouTube. Ron Gotti's going to be popping in. I'm going to have them with the best of entrepreneurs. All my mates that I know who are doing it big, I'm going to invite them over to the show. They will run you through a lot of lessons. And I got people from every single different industry. So it will be easy to, if you want to get into retail, construction, whatever, we'll give you the ropes. Pros and cons, let's do a quick outro.
You heard it here first, pros and cons. We're giving you the ropes, and we'll be seeing you at the next one. We are.